Simply put, the mission at Araceli Biosciences is speed. Our customers are at that forefront of trying to find life-saving therapies, and there's an urgency to the work that they do. We see ourselves as being really a supporting player in removing those barriers and providing that critical, not just data, but the insight that they need to do their job. One of the biggest shifts that I'm seeing out there in the field is this demand for more data. Not just more data, but actually like an increasing complexity of data. This is driving the adoption of arrayed CRISPR screens, optical pooled screens, lab-in-the-loop modalities. And this is really where we come in, is providing a system that has unprecedented speed for plugging into each of those workflows.
Our users are challenged with trying to solve really complex issues. And in this era of big data, we're not just trying to generate more data, although that of course is really important, but they also need to have high quality data. And in the entire workflow process, there can be a number of inflection points for scientists that they can choose to sort of eliminate bottlenecks. And one of the biggest ones is, of course, imaging. The imaging time takes a long time on a lot of legacy systems, where sometimes it would take hours. Now we're down to minutes with our portfolio. And in addition to that, if you take issues with the liquid handler, for example, you might have some issue when you're trying to develop your big compound screen, you're getting ready to run it, you put it on the imager, and there's some issues downstream, but you don't notice it and for maybe days and sometimes weeks later. Well, when you add CLARIT or a real-time monitoring software tool that adds the quality control metrics to that, now you can actually have that information literally instantaneously. So you could address that problem today rather than have to wait so much time later on to address those problems. The key features that make our platform stand out is singular. It is speed. And I say that kind of cheekily, but I mean that in that we built the system from the ground up, right? And we tried to reduce the complexity out of the high content imaging system to make it as simple for users to use, whether it's for the training purposes, whether it's the experience on the UI itself. So it's not just about the imaging speed, but it's about the entire experience in using our portfolio. We really like to partner with our customers. At the end of the day, we're curious, they're curious. We want to be able to break barriers and reduce those bottlenecks for many different inflection points, and we can partner with our customers to do just that.
One of the things that I'm most excited about the future is actually one of the things that I'm also a little bit more scared about, which is that this is just a massive amount of data that is out there. It's really a giant shift in the world. And it kind of reminds me of when we went from 50 discrete cable channels on TV to that like unlimited amount of streaming that we all have access to today. You know, how do you find that gold? You know, how do you organize everything? How do you parse it? And we see ourselves as an important part of that solution. But I'm excited to see how the other pieces come together too.